Hello, it's Rashida, and I have a Project Life Process video today. I am doing my normal thing by using a 12 by 12 pocket page, and I'm also going to do a 8.5 by 11 photo, which is going to basically turn out to be like a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. So it's more like of a companion layout, I guess. So what I'm doing is using the Maggie Holmes Carousel 12 by 12 paper pad, and what I like to do is occasionally use 12 by 12 paper pads because the print on 12 by 12 is larger. So as you can see, the pocket of this We Are Memory Keepers page protector has like a 4 by it's a 4 by 12 pocket. Yeah, it's a 4 by 12 pocket, and so I'm just going to fill in that space, but I want to see the actual pattern paper around the photos. So I cut it down to 4 by 12, and then I kind of inched in my photos, which are 4 by 6. I inched them in a little bit so I can actually see the pattern. So I'm doing that for the remainder of my photos, and because I printed these photos from my Canon selfie, I needed to back them anyway, and so I use the pattern paper for that, and you can see a little bit of the paper peeking out, the pattern paper. So this is an 8.5 by 11 photo, which I printed on my home printer, which is a Canon MG 5520. It's a few years old, but I printed this photo on Kodak paper, which I normally get like from Amazon or Staples, so one of those. And so I went deep into my stash and pulled out some of my October afternoon daily flash embellishments, if I can talk. So as you can see, I'm struggling with some washi tape there. I think it came from Michaels, but I really like the pattern on it. It's floral, and these photos are from back in April, so I'm kind of like skipping around in my Project Life album. So I'm filling in some spots in April, and because I have the cherry blossoms and that kind of thing, I thought I would use that washi tape there. So I'm going to use this title card. I think this card is probably from Studio Calico, but it has like a nice pink sort of floral background. You can barely see the florals on there, but I'm just going to I put down 2019, and I'm going to put April on that card as a title card. I thought I would use these Becky Higgins Project Life frames, but I decided against it since I already had my label down in that pocket, and yeah, so I decided not to use that this time. And the labels that I'm using are from Gossamer Blue, and these die cuts are from, I believe, the Currently edition from Project Life Becky Higgins. And so yeah, I'm just going to add some of those here and there, especially on my 8.5 by 11 photo. I'm going to use those there. That label that I put down is a die cut from a die in my stash, and that's just a picture of my family just kind of relaxing in their den. And that's what I do occasionally when I don't have enough photos of my own. I just kind of like grab one of my family and add it into my album. So yeah. And this banner is from Tuesday morning. I had it, I hadn't used it, so I just thought I would take that out, and I'm just going to use my tiny attachment to add that, and use my adhesive to sort of adhere the banners on the back so they didn't like flop around in the pocket. And these are some older Amy Tangerine thickers. I think I got these from, I don't know, Marshalls when they were carrying thickers at one point. And I'm using the plastic from my scissors, my scissor holder or whatever it is, so that I can spell out April. And then I have to go back and add the little piece at the top of the eye, like to dot the eye, and I'll do that later. This is another random die cut from a die that I have, And I'm just adding that to the picture of my mom. And I actually cut down that photo of my mom because it was 4x6, and occasionally I like to vary the size in my photos. Not all the time, but I think it gives my page a little bit of interest when I have different photo sizes. So just adding some chipboard from October Afternoon Daily Flash. I decided not to use that one. It did have stars on it, and I always think like food rating because I was going to put it on that photo of some food that I had. My mom and I went to a steakhouse called Fleming's, and so I just wanted to document that. And yeah, so I think I went and grabbed something, and so now we're back. And I'm going to stamp using this Avalicious stamp. And these are rubber stamps. And I like to use rubber stamps because, I don't know, sometimes they just stamp better for me than clear stamps, even though I have, a ton of clear stamps anyway. But sometimes it's just fun to use rubber stamps. And I'm going to use this StazOn pigment ink, and it's a white ink. And I stamped I Eat This, and that's from that Avalicious stamp set, which is an older stamp set. But I do like the way that ink did stamp on my photo. And again, because I printed these on my Canon Selphy, these particular photos on this page are from my Canon Selphy, I needed to use a StazOn ink, so I didn't have any problems with that. This is a Kelly Purkey stamp, and this one I think is from maybe July. Yeah, I think it's from the month of July. I'm just stamping all of us just to signify all of my family there. Not all of them, but some of them. But I thought the stamp all of us would be kind of inclusive of everyone in the photo. So this is another chipboard from October Afternoon. I'm really glad that I pulled this stuff out, because even though October Afternoon is not making scrapbooking supplies, I'm really proud of myself for pulling it out of my stash. So this is basically kind of a quick layout, or quick for me. I'm going to go back and do my journaling. I didn't do any journaling on camera, but in the photos you'll see that I did some journaling. Hopefully, because I still haven't done it yet. But hopefully in the photos you'll see the complete project. So I'm just adding my photos back in. I had a little bit of trouble getting the ones that I use my tiny attacher on. I had to struggle with that a little bit to get those staples back in the pocket. So again, these are die cuts from, I think it's the Currently edition, if I'm not mistaken, but it is from Becky Higgins Project Life brand. So occasionally I like to document my bedroom. Sometimes it changes, like the bed linen, how it looks, all of that. So I decided to put this large photo in, and I was inspired to add a large photo by Allie Edwards. She does this a lot with her Project Life pages and her scrapbooking. So I wanted to add the die cuts here on the side, which is why I moved my photo a little bit askew, because I'm going to add, in addition to the die cuts, I'm going to add labels, and I'm going to stamp on those. And I really like this pattern paper from Maggie Holmes. It kind of reminds me of wallpaper, even though I don't have any wallpaper in my bedroom right now. But I just like the look of it. And I know it's really bold, but that's what I like about this particular pattern. The boldness and the large florals. It's just really pretty to me. So this is another Kelly Purkey stamp from, I think, a couple of years ago. And I'm kind of, since they are new, like if I haven't used a stamp, I'll try to get that, whatever, like prime it, I guess you could say. Try to get that newness off the top so that it will absorb the ink that I'm using. And that black ink that I'm using is a dye ink from Hero Arts. It's my favorite. It's called Hero Hues. I think you can still get that, but I like how it stamps. So I think that's it. So thanks for watching, and thanks for spending time with me today. Bye bye.